Hey everyone, how's it going? So I just reacted to the first official trailer that we've gotten for the Book of Boba Fett. I'll play it for you in a second, but just a quick disclaimer. I know that a lot of these people that are doing YouTube reactions usually put like a very small little frame or whatever of, sorry, it's currently almost 1 o'clock at night, and so I'm a little bit tired, and maybe that's why I'm not making sense, but like I said, they'll usually put the thing that they're watching roughly this size down the side of the screen. um, I don't really have any editing software that allows me to do that, and even if I did, usually every time I use any kind of footage, even if it's 5 seconds of it, of a show owned by a company of this magnitude, and so since it's Disney, just a small little independent company, I don't really want to get done because every single time I do something like that, they'll either flag me for copyright or, you know, something of that nature, or they'll delete the video or something, or give me a strike on the channel. And so essentially, I have always seemed to have this target on my head when it comes to YouTube. Like, YouTube's Jabba the Hutt and I'm Han Solo. But anyway, let's get this footage of the reaction down, which I've already done. Then I'll come back here and then I'll give my thoughts about the trailer. Spider looks a little
I am
fake.
not a bounty hunter. I've heard otherwise.
Not a bounty hunter?
I know that you sit on the throne of your former employer. Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
You were all once captains under Jabba the Hutt.
I'm here to make a proposal that's mutually beneficial. Why speak of conflict when cooperation can make us all rich?
What prevents us all from killing you and taking what we want?
If you had spoken such insolence to Jabba, he'd have fed you to his menagerie.
Please, speak freely.
Alright, so that was my reaction, and yeah, as I mentioned, the spider looks slightly fake, and I don't want to seem very nitpicky about that. I know it's only a small detail, and probably everything else in the show is going to look fine. The only reason I brought that up is because the show branches off of The Mandalorian. I mean, a lot of the showrunners even describe this as being Mandalorian 2.5, and to me, I was, because the special effects for the most part are really good in The Mandalorian, especially the spider creatures in the ice cave that appeared in season 2, and so this just seemed a little bit too video game graphic wise for what I was kind of hoping for and expecting in a show like this. But the reason I bring it up is because it's the very first bit of footage, and I know when I was watching it, I was kind of like, not really the emotion I was hoping would be invoked in me as I was seeing this trailer. And, you can say I'm overanalyzing this if you want to, that's fine. I still just want to give my honest thoughts and not bullshit anyone. The rest of the trailer, though, look really good. A couple of things kind of confused me a little bit, and that's the fact where now I'm starting to wonder, based on the dialogue that was featured in the trailer, where whoever's voice it was that said, since I only just watched the trailer one time, I can't remember word for word, but where they're talking to Boba and said, or when Boba said, "I'm not a bounty hunter," essentially, now I'm kind of wondering a lot more about this guy. So first I was wondering, is he a Mandalorian, is he not? Now I'm wondering, well, is he a bounty hunter, is he not? I'm starting to wonder, is your species even human? I'm on to you, clone. But other than that, yeah, not really know what to make of this trailer, because I guess I just had my own expectations, and I know that's no one else's fault but mine. But I guess I just kind of was hoping to see a bit more like action pieces or something like that that would make my jaw drop, but maybe they're saving that for the actual show, and this is just us giving a very tiny fraction of an insight to the series. And I'm sure that the vast majority of the footage that was in this trailer is going to be probably just in the first episode, with maybe 10% of what was in this trailer in any episode after episode 1, but yeah, other than that, Boba looks pretty good, as always. Come on, it's Boba Fett, even with his armor now refurbished, he still looks badass. Fennec Shand still, is a character I'm intrigued by. Her appearance in Season 1 of Mandalorian didn't impress me that much. I was actually more, what's the one I'm looking for? Open and intrigued by a character since Season 2 of The Mandalorian, so it's good to see, more of her. I don't really know where the show's going to end up. Of course, none of us do at the moment, except, well, I guess the people behind it. But other than that, yeah, I don't really know what else to mention this trailer. They didn't really tell us much, other than what we kind of already knew was going to happen, in the sense that Boba was going to be taking over Jabba's palace, and I guess his, what's the term I'm looking for? His legacy, maybe, or his establishment. Just basically everything that Jabba had in place now seems to be what Boba Fett wants to take over and steer in a new direction, because as he did mention, Jabba ruled with fear, and Boba wants to rule with respect, which, I guess arguably is a Mandalorian thing, so we'll see. And call me crazy, but I still aren't 100% convinced that Boba's a Mandalorian, even with everything that happened in Season 2, simply because he never outright stated, I am a Mandalorian. So I'm not sure if there's something different in, like, the code, or if there's a subsection of a Mandalorian code, or if he follows a different Mandalorian code to Din Djarin. All this is a little bit up in the air for me, so I'll just need to wait to see what happens. But, yeah, I was really hoping for a different kind of looking trailer. Like I said, that showed a bit more action. Maybe that would give us a bit more insight to plot, but I can understand if they don't want any spoilers, because the Star Wars fandom is very, very smart. There were a lot of people that pieced together things that, they made predictions of things that would happen just based on what they saw in the trailer of a lot of Star Wars projects, and like at least 80% of that stuff actually did happen. If you pay attention to all the rumorvilles that are online. And sorry if I'm not speaking with much enthusiasm, but it's almost 1 o'clock at night here in Australia, so I'm trying to keep my voice down a little bit to not wake up my housemates. Yeah, other than that, we'll just see what happens. I'm sure they'll release a second trailer maybe in a month from now or so, and I was told that there is going to be some flashbacks with this series, so what I'm really hoping for, like if I were someone in charge of throwing a trailer together, the way I'd make sure to capture the attention of the audience was to make sure the first bit of footage and the last bit of footage that you see in the trailer is something that's going to really capture someone's attention. So the first bit of footage that I would show, if anything, would be a space battle, if there is going to be one in the show. Obviously, if there isn't, they can't show what they don't have, but like I'm just saying, something like that, like a space battle, or maybe Boba Fett throwing someone over a table in a bar fight or whatever, something that people were like, okay, I'm interested. The very last thing that I would show would be Han Solo frozen in carbonite on board Slave 1. Yes, I'm still calling it Slave 1. Get fucked if you think I'm going to call it Boba Fett's Starship. So I'm really hoping that they will do a flashback to when he was transporting Han Solo to Jabba's palace. However, there's currently a canon comic book series out that deals with that, so maybe they won't show that. It's hard to say, but like I said, even if there is only like 30 seconds in the show of a flashback where he's got Han Solo and carbonite, that would go really well in a trailer. It's something that would, in my opinion, not really give away any big spoilers, because we already know that Boba Fett delivers Han Solo and carbonite to Jabba, but it would still be something like, as South Park mentions, the member berries. And member berries kind of do work. People can say, oh, that wouldn't work on me. No, everyone loves nostalgia, come on. You just got to do it right. So if you're showing this off in a trailer, you know that you're going to see some part of that. So, meaning part of that timepiece in Boba Fett's lifespan. maybe showing something of a Sarlacc would be good as well, just a snippet of it to give us a tease so we know, oh sweet, we know how we escaped the Sarlacc, which I just want to quickly get my 3 theories out right now about how Boba may have survived that. Obviously the suit's going to play a big role in that, but I'm wondering, did he just climb out on his own will over time? Did he... I'm wondering, when Jabba's sail barge exploded, did some of the debris from that into the Sarlacc enough for Boba to escape, or maybe was it powerful enough to kill it, because that was a big explosion and it was right next to the Sarlacc? Or option number 3, they did hint that if a crate dragon eats the Sarlacc, then you kind of have an abandoned Sarlacc pit. So I'm wondering, did the Sarlacc get attacked by a crate dragon and then Boba escaped that way? And if he did he escape... Like, let's just say the crate dragon ate half the Sarlacc, because if you've ever seen artwork or of the Sarlacc's full body, it's quite massive in scale. So I'm wondering, well, if it was a crate dragon that attacked it, did it eat half of it then he escaped? Or could it have been the fact that the crate dragon ate the whole Sarlacc and somehow Boba Fett, being the badass that he is, escaped from the crate dragon? You know, who knows? It's a little bit too early to say anything. I'm just giving my little thoughts and speculations and theories here, but yeah, other than that, you know, trailer does make the show seem like it's going to be one of quality, so I'm still very much hyped to see what it is that they can do, because ever since I was a wee little lad, roughly the age of, I'm going to say, 8 is when I've been a big Boba Fett fan. I've been a Star Wars fan ever since I was 6. And it wasn't the movies that made me a fan, it was the video game Shadows of the Empire, where Boba Fett and his ship Slave One afterwards is a boss fight at the end of one of the particular levels. And I was one of the little figurines specifically from the video game, but for many reasons, mostly my parents not buying it for me, meant I didn't get it. So yeah, sad face. But I got to read the comics and everything like that featured Boba Fett and his adventures. I really loved it. Always wished there was a show, even if it was only animated. Closest to that I ever got was Boba Fett as a kid in the Clone Wars animated series, and like most people, I was never a fan of Boba as a child. He was really only a badass once he reached adulthood. So yeah, I'm just really glad we now actually have a show featuring him as the lead character in live action, and luckily still being played by, I guess, the now canon actor for Boba Fett, because, you know, his voice was different before Tamira Morrison took over. I'm just glad that the current actor is doing a deeper, gravelly voice, which kind of mirrors the original voice actor for Boba Fett, because I never liked the Tamira dubbing for Boba once it was released. Empire Strikes Back was released on DVD. It just, to me, sounded like Jango Fett, but you need that gravelly, ravaged tone of voice for Boba. So I'm really glad that the direction the filmmakers made was to tell him, no, we do this gravelly voice, this is what's going to separate Boba from Jango, and it works, and I really enjoy that tone. Okay, I think that's going to wrap up my thoughts for now. If they release another trailer for this with a bit of extra footage in it, that's at least enough extra footage that warrants me giving more thoughts about what it is that they show us, then I'll do so. But other than that, I guess I'll have to wait till the first episode of the actual show drops before I give another review on it. But until then, yeah, thoughts, comments, opinions, drop them in the comment area if you want to, you know, or don't. Completely up to you. So I'm really looking forward to the show. My closing thoughts are going to be, regardless of what your thoughts are on the show, whether you're really excited for it or whether you don't care about it, all I'll say is this: the show's worth a lot to me.